This is the third in a series of 4 Ask Me Anything live streams that I am doing, all to help you to have an amazing start to 2021. Okay, so today's topic is how do I grow my business when our capacity is maxed out? Now, I've heard this from a few people, okay, where they talk to me because they want their business to grow. But then when we start looking at things, they're saying, well, actually, I don't have more capacity. And they're frustrated because they're often really working a lot of hours and they're not getting the same results that they would like to be getting. I've just realized I haven't put my mic on. So let me just do that and we will get better sound here. So while I'm doing this, please will you comment and let me know that you can hear me okay and that everything is. Comment, let me know that you can hear me and everything is working, especially because I've just changed the sound. Maybe I shouldn't have done that during it. So I am going to check this. So I have got 4 things that I'm going to share with you with this topic today. And let me just double check. Is this working? Yes. Let me know that you can hear me and everything is working. Yes, it is. Wonderful. So if you're watching this live, pop #live in the comments. And where are you actually tuning in from today? I would love to know that. And also, what is your biggest question about today's topic? I would love to know because that will help me to make sure that I can tailor the content to you. Ask any questions, and depending on what it is, I'll either answer it straight away or as we go along. Oh, I've got a little quiet. Becky, is it okay now, or was that just while I was swapping over to the microphone? Please let me know. I'll maybe just get a bit closer here just in case. All right, so four. Can you tell it's Friday? Okay, 4 things I'm going to talk about. First one is pricing. Okay, it is really easy for a company to think, I don't have any more capacity, I can't grow my business. But actually, pricing and reviewing that is one of the best things that you can do for your business. Can I turn it up a bit? No. Let me get closer. I'm really confused by this because normally the mic works really, really well. Hopefully you can hear me now. Okay, so pricing. There's a lot of profit lost by people having prices and then not charging those prices. They just discount randomly in order to get business in without it being, strategic and really looking at the numbers behind it. And quite often, particularly with a bit of innovation and really getting clear on your market dominating position and some of the things I've talked about in the other AMAs that I've done over this last couple of weeks, you are able to charge more than you think. And it's not fleecing people, it's not being unethical. In fact, you may find that some of your best customers are not working with you because you're not charging enough and they think you're no good. And that may surprise you, but it happens. Believe you me, it really does happen. So in my 50K in 50 minutes session, using our proprietary software, we can calculate precisely how many clients, if you were to put your prices up with existing clients, how many clients could you afford to lose and still make the same profit? And that means you can play around with those numbers and figure out what would be a safe way to do that. And there's also other strategies to make sure that you're not going to sink the ship by putting your prices up and find your whole business goes down the drain, which is a fear, I think, of a lot of people. Also, you can always test out new pricing with new prospects and see what the response is. I had a client recently who was charging 3.5K for something, and they've got more experience at delivering it. They're able to do it better and faster now. They're putting the price up to 5K, and in some conversations they've had with people, they weren't batting an eyelid. And actually, I really believe the value of what they're offering is a lot more. They just need, their confidence is just catching up to delivering that as well. Okay, point number 2. Do you have any pitta clients? Do you know what a pitta client is? Take a guess. Put it in the comments. Right. A pitta client is a pain in the ass. And that's exactly what you want to do. Okay. Exactly what you want to do is to make sure that you are actually booting those clients out of your business. I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, those clients not only aren't very profitable, sometimes they cost you money. And it's tempting from a cash flow point of view to think, oh, I'll have them come in, but they suck the life out of you. And as I said, they're not profitable. So really, really not worth it. Fire them. In a nice way, of course. You don't want to be, they may be a great fit for somebody else. You've got to look at, why are they a pitta client? Is it because they're just not a good fit with you? Maybe it's their personality. Maybe they're kind of wanting to pay you peanuts, but yet wanting the world for that. So whatever the reasons are, it's a good opportunity to review all your clients, and when you're doing that, you can also look at, well, who can I help more? Who can I add more value to? And talk to them about that as well. Okay, point number 3 is marketing and sales systems. How much energy and time do you spend bringing clients in? Now, when I'm working with my clients, we put in place the elements that, number 1, makes it a no-brainer for the best clients to work with you, and the processes to make sure that your clients have a great experience in actually getting to know you, and you getting to demonstrate your value, and then coming on board, but without you having to do everything manually. And oh my gosh, that is such a time saver, right? It makes such a difference. And then the 4th aspect of this is actually about looking at all your other business and finance systems and processes. Like, when's the last time that you reviewed your costs? It's amazing how often you can have monthly subscriptions or softwares that you used to use and you're not using them anymore, yet you're still paying an annual or monthly subscription to that. There might be other, kind of various tools that you're paying for, services you're paying for, and you think, actually, I don't need to be paying for this. Also, are your clients paying you, and are they paying you on time? So look at these kinds of things. And I've got a whole list that we go through with clients. It's one of the first things I do with many of my clients is actually sit down and go through all their costs. Quite often we can find their fee, boom, like that. They've already paid for me in the money that they've saved, and we haven't even started actually growing their business yet. So you've got to ask yourself, how much time and money is wasted by not having effective systems and processes in place. Now, here's the thing, is you want to make sure you have what I call the Goldilocks amount of systems and processes in place. And that goes for both your marketing and sales and all the other systems in your business as well. And you know what? This isn't just something for new businesses. Like, I've worked with businesses that have been going 10, 15, 20 years. Quite often they have very good client delivery processes in place, but not always their sales and marketing, not always their own kind of planning and business stuff, and how they're managing all their cash flow, etc. So don't make any assumptions for you or any of your contacts as to what they do or don't have in place. Okay, great questions to be asking them. Craig, I've just spotted your question. I will come back to you. What was I saying? Oh, what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought now. This is the wonderful and the also horrendous thing about live is that you do. Oh yes, I remember now. The Goldilocks amount of systems and processes. And what I mean by that is, if you imagine you've got a startup, well, a startup just needs to get going. They need to try different things and, see what works. And then as things start working, then you want to be capturing those and tinkering and tweaking with them. And then you've got, like, at the other end of the scale, you've got a well-established business who, has got multiple teams. They have, all their planning in place, lots of systems and processes. Now they can still, review those and make a lot of savings and, actually allow for people to be more innovative. That's probably where they need to be working as well. But, at every stage along that journey from startup to like super established, quite systems orientated business, there's a right amount of systems to have in place, and that's the Goldilocks amount. And I think a great test for this actually is how do those systems and processes make you and any staff feel? Do you feel, phew, thank goodness I don't have to do that, or thank goodness that only takes 5 minutes instead of an hour, or thank God that's automated or delegated out? Or are you feeling constrained? Are you feeling like you can't do your job properly because systems are getting in the way? So you want a happy medium, the Goldilocks amount there, and it is going to change. Okay. And this is part of the growing pains of a business, that as you transition from one stage to another, you're going to need to up your level of sophistication in terms of your systems, in terms of your marketing and sales activities, and of course in your growing a team and your leadership and things like that. So what's the Goldilocks amount for you? If you want some help with any of these things, please hit me up with a message. I'd be happy to, share that with you. Okay, let me just check on the comments here. If you have a question, pop in now and I will come back and answer that. I will answer that for you now if you're live, or if you're watching the replay, I will come back when I get the little notification bell. Okay, so yeah, Becky is saying Pitta client, she loves this. Craig does not love it. All my clients are Pitta though. Now he's smiling. I'm hoping he's joking, but Craig, if you're not joking, then there's definitely time for a client review. And look, that can actually, if you feel, wow, how have I ended up in this situation where I'm working with these people and they are all Pitta clients, then you can't just boot them all out or you'd be left with no business. So there it's really about looking at, okay, well, what would a wonderful client, what would your dream client be? And what would you be doing them? How would you be helping them? And this is like a big part of the work I'm often doing with clients, is helping them to figure out all of this and to do so in a way that helps them to stand out from their competition and to be pressing the hot buttons of their clients so that they care, and that they actually, everybody else just pales into insignificance and they would be a complete fool not to buy from you. So a great starting point for this is I have a session where I can help any business to unlock 50K in additional revenues in 50 minutes without spending an extra penny on marketing or advertising. So I'm going to pop the link in the comments here, I think. Let me just see if this works. No, it didn't work. It just did 50K. That was supposed to be a shortcut. All right, let me just get the link here. I'll pop it in. So what other questions do you have? Oh, Becky, I've just seen your comment. Let me just have a look. Get to the link. Here we are. All right, so I have got the web page that you can go to. That's the point, actually. Oh, here. Oh. Ah, right. Okay. Yes, it's coming in from Restream, which is the tool I'm using. And there we go. Okay, so the information is in the comments. So hopefully that will have gone everywhere. So let me know if you can't see that, and I'll go and check afterwards. So Rebecca is saying a business evaluation on software is a great idea. Yes. Honestly, you go into some offices and they've got boxes and boxes in cupboards of different softwares that they at one time were brilliant, cutting edge. Maybe they weren't so brilliant and they never actually used them properly. Maybe training was never done on them. I mean, it's just a good idea to do that anyway. And in fact, there's people who I know that if you find you've got lots of software and they're not working together very well, let me know. There's, I can recommend some people that you can speak to with that. So, oh, hey, Adele. Hey, Kimberly. Welcome. I've just been talking about the 4 different things that you need to do when you are maxed out in terms of capacity. So just a quick summary for those who just joined is: number 1, check your pricing. You can often just either stop discounting if you're doing that, massively affects your profits, and you can often raise your prices. Number 2, do you have any Pitta clients? These are the pain in the ass ones. So what you want to do is you want to boot those out. Number 3 is to look and, review or create your marketing and sales systems so that everything runs smoothly. And do you know what? It really gives your clients much more confidence when you know that you're not just kind of having random acts of marketing and you've got no sales process in every single situation is different. When you have steps that you follow, it actually is really helpful to your clients. You give off more confidence and they feel more secure and safe with you. So it's actually a great thing. I think sometimes people think, oh, if I have a sales process, then that means I'm being pushy. Actually, the opposite is true, really. Having a sales process means that you're able to guide your clients. You're able to kind of think about it being a sales dance, right? I used to do a lot of salsa dancing. And any kind of partner dancing, like you're kind of going forward and back, and each of you are taking steps back and forward. And at some point, it may become clear we don't want to dance with each other anymore. This isn't a good fit. We don't like this music. For other times, then you're like dancing into working together. And it's really about having, different steps along the way that you're both participating in. And it's a very powerful thing when you get that right. And my gosh, it saves you time. It makes your business more profitable. It makes it much easier, because obviously you can't having a sales process, but not having a compelling offer and not having the right positioning in your business. You got to get those things right first as well. So anyway, and the point number 4 was really to review your other business and finance systems and processes, check your costs, all those kinds of things as well. Okay, so do you have any more questions? Pop them in the comments if you do. If not, I'm happy to wrap up. It is a Friday, the last Friday before the Christmas holidays. I am around next week. In fact, that's what I need to share with you. Next Tuesday, if you're still working, I am doing the last live in this AMA series. And this is one which I have called How Do I Stop Working All the Hours and Have a Team That I Can 100% Trust? And this is really important. Now, it might be the case that you're quite a small business and you're outsourcing, and so it's more about, who you're partnering with that. It might be that you're in a medium-sized business where you have multiple teams and a leadership team. So the principles that I will be sharing next Tuesday will apply in all of those situations. How you would implement them would be a little bit different, but I will talk about that. And if you have any questions regarding that, please pop them here. I will actually set up the live either later today or on Monday, so you can click the reminder button. So make sure you're following me, that you've liked, wherever you are, that you have liked it and connected with me. And yeah, if you are finishing up for Christmas, have a fantastic time over the holidays. And if you're still working next week, good for you. That was good to have a rest as well. It depends, doesn't it, what kind of year you've had. Okay, great. So Rebecca is saying, looking forward to that one, Una. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up there. I wish you all the best. I hope those 4 points have been helpful for you. I would love to know which one has been most significant for you, and what action are you going away from this live today with? Because it's no good taking information in if you don't do anything with it. Okay, don't be a self-help junkie. That's what I used to be many years ago when I first got into personal growth, and I was just like, oh my gosh, there's all this amazing information. And I went on loads of seminars and webinars, and I read all the books, and I had an amazing time, and I met wonderful people. But I very quickly realized that if I learned something and didn't implement it, then, well, hey, as Yoda says, to know and not to do is not yet to know. Fantastic. Craig, you're very welcome. He's saying, thanks, this has got me thinking. New Year could be a great time to review. Absolutely, yes. And in fact, if you are working in this next week, it's an even better time to do that. So go and check out. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention, the web page for the 50K challenge, 50K in 50 minutes challenge. There's actually a training video on the top of that page. Go and check it out if you have found today enlightening, or in fact, it applies whichever one of the AMAs you've been watching. There's some a different way of looking at your business and how to actually, it's 5 proven steps to double your profits. So go and make sure you go and check that out. Henny, oh, you just missed it. No problem. You can, as soon as I click stop broadcast, you're going to be able to go back and watch from the beginning. In fact, you might even be able to do that while I'm live. I'm not sure. It depends on where you're watching from. So fantastic. I wish you all the best anyway. Connect with me if you haven't already, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.